Back for another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Today, we're going to be talking about the most underrated characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as of December 2020. These characters have been disrespected, not by the devs, but by us, the people who do not adequately utilize their potential in the game. Now, I'll admit, some of this has to do with we don't necessarily have time to farm every single character in the game, and a lot of these characters are going to need to be pretty high geared to make a difference in your squad arenas, in your grand arenas, mostly grand arena, but still, I digress. Let's go ahead and talk about them. Cassian and/or Diego Luna coming in at number 1. And number 2, I'm going to throw K2SO in there with him because you're almost always going to see these two together. Now, even at low gear, you can see here mine's only at gear 11. I am getting solid use out of this guy in grand arenas as somebody who really bails me out effectively, which I'm really happy about from time to time. But he can even have meta implications as your boy It's Just Ian has shown. I'm going to leave a link to this video down in the comments below. This is just from about a month ago. Ian shared a counter using Mon Mothma and freaking Cassian and K2SO with 3 Baka beating Ray teams. So definitely not something to scoff at. Number 3 on the list is going to be Sith Marauder. Now, Sith Marauder has one of the simplest kits in the entire game. What I really like about Sith Marauder is not just the simplicity, but the pure damage output that comes from his kits. I have not had a chance to farm him up, which I'm really bummed about. A character that I really would like to farm at some point. Probably the big, I guess, caveat with him is you do really need to use him under Darth Revan to take advantage of that. But this guy is going to pop well over 100,000 damage on his special ability right here. Deal physical damage to target enemy. Grant all allies potency up for 3 turns. If this attack scores a critical hit, reduce the target's maximum health by 15%. Which can't be resisted until the end of the encounter. So that health percentage decrease, along with the sheer damage output, very solid. And I think a lot of people would just prefer to put their Sith Empire Trooper in there instead. I don't see a lot of Sith Marauder, but when I do, boy, can this guy go to town and absolutely eviscerate me. All right, let's talk about number 4 on the list. It is Aurra Sing. The Raid Wonder. Here, let's move over here so you can even see her. I'm covering her up. Now, Aurra Sing is a bounty hunter that is a lot more often than not left out of the top 5 of the bounty hunters faction. And there's actually several bounty hunters on this list. I think it's time for another solid bounty hunter lead to come to this game because there's a lot of bounty hunters that just don't make it into those top the team of 5 that you take into Grand Arena or what have you. But her contract, her leader ability is very easy to reach. Use an ability while buffed 10 times. That is it. And then she actually has a lot of damage. Sniper's expertise is very good. It's obviously got some really solid raid implications. She's got that stealth going on. There's just a lot with Aurra Sing's kit. It really surprises me, frankly, that we don't see her used a lot more regularly, but there you have it. Aurra Sing in at number 5. Now, I'm really happy about number 4 on the list. Number 5 on the list. I'm getting all my numbers screwed up. Stormtrooper Han. Now, a lot of people are not farming Stormtrooper Han right now, and I kind of get it. You know, he's not one of the premier meta characters. There's a lot of other priorities out there. But if you're one of the lucky people who have managed to get yourself a relic Stormtrooper Han, he's actually real tanky, and he's going to get more tanky because of his Zeta ability, Bluff, which gives him protection recovery every time he takes a hit. That's like Enfys Nest, only it's just straight up protection recovery. He doesn't lose it. It just keeps coming back and back and back. The more tanky he gets, the more devastating that can be. His leader ability is actually legitimate as well. All allies gain 40% defense while above 50% health. That's like 75% of the battle, really. You know, because you got protection to burn through and health. So solid defense, and then 35% offense when they do fall into that yellow territory. So Stormtrooper Han, very solid, honestly, and often kind of pushed aside as not one of the rebel tanks that a lot of you guys are using. So I'm putting Stormtrooper Han in there at number 5. Now, speaking of Han, let's just jump right over to Veteran Smuggler Han. The vet, my man, this guy is really good, and I did not realize just how good Veteran Smuggler Han is. Viagra Han, some call him, until I had him at Relics. You can see here I got him at Relic 3. I did need to do that for legendary events, and he stuns. He deals great damage. His AoE is solid. He double taps on his basic just like the OG Han. This guy can do it all. You can see here, here's some footage of him in Geo light side territory battles doing work. Absolute work. A big shout out to, I think it was Shattered Order. Yeah, Shattered Order podcast who shared this battle. I won't be able to show the whole thing right now, but I'll put a link down below for all of these battles. I would recommend you guys go check that out. What's really nice about Han on this list especially is he is needed for legendary characters. I'm trying to remember, is it Jedi? It's either Jedi Knight Luke or Jedi Master Luke that he's needed for. I'm forgetting which one I farmed. They all kind of blend together for me, or maybe it's both. But you're going to need to farm him eventually, and there's a lot of solid use out there for him. I've been using him frequently with my Rey Jedi training, and I still have yet to be disappointed by that. It's been very, very effective. All right, so that is Veteran Smuggler Han in at number 6 most underrated character in this game. Now, I think a lot of you Clone Wars fans are going to like our pick at number 7. Savage Opress. Now, I know my Savage, I am personally showing him disrespect. This guy's only at gear 8. I know. I should be better. I should be better for you guys and farm him up more. But this overpower ability is just so devastating. It deals massive damage if the target is below 50% in health. So as soon as you see those characters in the yellow, you can wipe them out. One shot. Boom, they're gone. I do believe that will not work against Galactic Legends, of course, but this is really important because this doesn't have a caveat of if they have protection, it doesn't work. As soon as you get them below 50% health, you can go. It's going to deal massive damage. He also has a really underrated Zeta ability where he just stacks all of this health gain, and it gets very, very challenging to burn through him unless you have a lot of offense. With Relics in the game now, Savage Opress in Relics is a lot better than he used to be. Definitely a character to not scoff at. Now, number 8, we're going to talk about Lando Calrissian. I am a big fan of Lando, and like Viagra Han, he's a character that you're going to need to farm for events. And Lando is not that bad. I really like his leadership ability especially, which is going to add, I'm going to pull it up here on my screen just so I can make sure that I get it right. I believe it's crit damage and crit chance. Let's see here. Fast and loose, Scoundrel and Rebel allies gain 15 speed and 29% critical damage. Just the critical damage and the speed there. You pair that with Han and Chewie, and that extra critical damage on top of what they're already dealing can be great. I love using this in 3v3 Grand Arena especially, because what I've been able to do is set my Commander Luke Skywalker on defense and use Han and Chewie with Lando as a leader, and I still have yet to drop a battle from that. It's been just as effective for all intents and purposes than it has been with Commander Luke Skywalker. Now, of course, probably a little more confident with Commander Luke Skywalker, but still pretty dang solid. So Lando in at number 8. Most underrated character. Now, we're going to go back to bounty hunters here. This is a bounty hunter that I really wish that I had had a chance to farm by now. I just did priorities, man. Priorities kill you, but it's Embo. I think a lot of people have just kind of forgotten about Embo, and I would wager a bet that the main reason Embo is not widely utilized is because he's just a difficult farm. You can see I've got 2 out of 30 on him. 8C hard is not going to be an easy farm. Easier now that we've got the 2 shards, but still, it's going to take a while to get him there. This is a character that I really would like to put on my list eventually. He's not quite there now, but I really would like to eventually get him up there and use him in my bounty hunter team. His payout is great. He gets that extra ability, which deals a ton of damage. I mean, look at this. He's got a 50% chance to take a bonus turn after scoring a critical hit as well. Very, very solid. Let's see here. The Embo takes a bonus turn after scoring a... Oh, no, he takes a bonus turn after scoring a critical hit, period. I was going to say, I thought it was every time. Embo can't take consecutive bonus turns. Embo gains a new special ability, Elusive Strikes, which has protection recovery. Obviously, he loses protection on his his helmet throw, and that ability just deals devastating damage. Very, very solid to put Embo in your bounty hunter teams. You don't see it, and I think the main reason you don't see Embo in bounty hunter teams exclusively relates to the accessibility of Embo thus far. He also has a very good scoundrel leader, bounty hunter leader ability. All bounty hunter allies gain 50% critical chance and 50% health steal. That's almost as good as Bosk, I would say, in terms of how hard it's going to be to defeat them. When a bounty hunter ally scores a critical hit during their turn, they gain offense up for 1 turn. When Embo is in the leader slot and not in the ally slot, the contract is active, and it's just damage an enemy without a buff 15 times. Not the easiest contract, but still pretty good, and then you get 50% offense when you reach your contract for everyone. Just, there's so much in here. Again, this character, if everybody had him geared up, everybody would be using him in their bounty hunter team. He would easily slot out some of those 5th characters in the bounty hunter teams and definitely take a front seat, in my opinion. All right. We're going to talk about the last one on the list. We have got, this is from an old video I did. I got this footage, I believe. Oops, wrong screen. From Clash DOE. We got Canderous Ordo here. Just look at what Canderous does in Relics. Now, this is actually just Gear 13. That triple tap, dealing all of that damage prior to even having Relics on him, was already a big deal. Get him up to Relic 7, and Canderous Ordo can absolutely do work. He's a character where a lot of people are going to sleep against those Old Republic teams that they see in Grand Arena, right? You're not going to be able to do that with a Relic Canderous Ordo there. If you get a Relic Canderous Ordo ready to go, you need to bring in a much better team than you'd probably normally bring against Old Republic, because Canderous Ordo will easily plow through you in 1 tap of his basic, because he's going to deal so much damage on that basic ability. And so, sorry for the stream inception here. You're seeing younger me and older me right here as we're talking about this. But at any rate, Canderous Ordo in at number 10 on the list. So, fam, what do you guys think about my list of most underrated characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? What are some of your most underrated characters? And who are some of the most disrespected characters in the game in terms of the devs? Like, who have they disrespected the most? Who needs a rework? Who needs a fine-tuning? I'm looking at Fulcrum Ahsoka. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. And as always, my brothers, don't forget,